Welcome to IT 3000, Episode 1, where we begin at the very beginning. Information technology is a phrase almost everyone uses, yet surprisingly few people can define it with any real precision. And that's a problem because IT is the invisible backbone holding up every modern organization you interact with. So over the next few minutes, let's cut through the vagueness and build a clear working definition together. So here's the definition worth remembering. Information technology is the combined set of technologies used to create, store, process, transmit, and protect data. That means the hardware you can touch, the software that runs on it, the networks that connect everything, and just as importantly, the human processes that tie it all together. Or in one sentence, it is the discipline that uses computer systems to do something useful with data. Now, no matter how complex an IT system looks from the outside, it always breaks down into four fundamental building blocks. First, hardware, the physical layer you can actually touch. Servers, workstations, storage devices, phones, sensors. Then software, the instructions that bring the hardware to life. Operating systems, applications, database engines, and scripts. Third, the network, everything that carries information between machines, from your local Wi-Fi to global internet protocols. And finally, data, the real reason all of this exists, the information we store, process, analyze, and protect. Once you have those building blocks, they don't just sit side by side, they stack. At the bottom sits the network, the link to the outside world. On top of that, the hardware, CPU, memory, storage. Above the hardware runs the operating system, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Android, and on top of that, the applications people actually use, like a mail client, a browser, or an ERP. And right at the top sits the user, the person doing the job. Each layer leans on the one below it, which is why when something breaks, you always troubleshoot from the bottom up. To make that stack feel real, let's watch a single everyday action, sending an email. It takes about 5 seconds, but in that short window, all four pillars are quietly at work. You type your message and the application captures the input. The CPU and memory take over to process and hold it. The client encrypts the session so no one can eavesdrop. The network chops it into packets and delivers them to the mail server. And finally, the server writes it to disk, where it becomes persistent data that can be searched, restored, and backed up. Now, before we go further, let's clear up 3 letters that get thrown around as if they meant the same thing, because they don't. IT, information technology, is the technology itself, the tools, systems, and operations that deliver a solution. IS, information systems, is broader. It wraps technology together with people and business processes, focused on the organization's goal. And ICT, information and communication technology, extends IT with telecommunications. You'll hear it a lot in Europe and in education. Same family, different scope. And exam questions love this distinction. With those distinctions clear, here's where we're headed next. Each of these 6 concepts, hardware, software, computer networks, data, operating systems, and information security, is a full episode of its own, and every one of them builds directly on the definition of IT we've just established. We'll start with hardware in Episode 2, the physical layer, the machines you can actually touch. Think of this slide as your roadmap for the journey ahead. Before we wrap up, let's lock in 3 ideas worth carrying with you. First, IT is never just the computer on your desk. It's hardware, software, networks, and data working as one system. Second, the layered model is your best friend. When something breaks, always ask which layer failed. And third, remember the hierarchy. It is the tool, information systems are the goal, and ICT simply adds communications into the mix. Information technology truly is the backbone of every modern organization. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in Episode 2, where we get hands-on with hardware.